Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for June 11th to 25th. Before we get to the forecast, we're going to talk about past, or what I want to say, remnants of Cristobal. And here's a visible satellite image of this. It's where it's located, and we're going to look at the 24-hour rainfall totals that have occurred across this region. And we have some good news for these areas, or some good news. But as you can see, we have rainfall totals of approaching 8 inches, maybe small areas, but mostly 6 inches, a little bit higher in some spots this 24-hour period. And Cristobal is forecast to move along this path here and spread heavy rainfall in its path, still causing maybe heavy rain and gusty winds. And some areas might have wind gusts to 30 miles per hour. Far cry from what it was down here. The Hurricane Center has issued its last advisory at 11 a.m. And now we're going to get to the forecast. Okay, this is for the 11th to the 15th, and we have nearly a zone of flow forecast across the nation, and we'll have a trough is over the northwest and a ridge in the east. Here's what the flow looks like. We go through the various models, and temperatures will be about 5 to 10 degrees above normal from the plains to the Rockies under the ridge, and much of the nation, this is the good news, will be rain free, which is good news for areas that have seen heavy rain, especially that we see heavy rain from Cristobal. However, there's always an however. We will have a front that would be moving through the east and the southeast, and this might bring additional light rain, but it won't be as heavy as it was. So much of this area will be drying out. That's the good news. Okay, we're going to looking at the period for June 16th to 20th. And the flow remains for the most part unchanged. Trough forecast over the west. And there are indications of a trough over the northeast. Some of the models of a weak trough, you can see it. You can see it here. This is GFS, shows a weak trough here, still above normal heights. You take a look at the ensembles, a little bit weaker with the heights, but still indicating a trough here. And then we look at the NAEFS, a little bit of a trough. So there are tendencies for a trough across the northeast. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here. And for this region, anomalies will be about 2 to 6 degrees below normal. 6 degrees will be here, about 2 degrees below normal here, and above normal temperatures are forecast for much of this region, with anomalies of 6 degrees above normal. For precipitation, we are calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 40%. Below normal precipitation forecast for this much of this area, and the probability of occurrence is 35 to 55%. The highest anomalies will be across this area. And now we're going to look at the period for June 21st to 25th. And little overall change is forecast from the previous period. We have a trough here over the northwest. And there is still a tendency for a trough, a weak trough over the northeast by some of the models. So overall, forecasting anomalies to be about 2 to 4 degrees below normal. Mostly across, the highest anomalies be across here, about 2 degrees below normal here. And above normal temperatures forecast for much of this area here with anomalies of 2 to 6 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for little overall change in the temperature anomalies from the previous forecast. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for June 11th to 25th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.